Hello, welcome to Bracket 3 of the Parkland Challenge 2017. So far we know Prairie Central and Danville are in our finals. Let's see if one of these two teams can join them. It's St. Thomas More of Champaign and Decatur St. Teresa. Let's meet the teams and we'll get started.
Shirley Syed, sophomore.
Robert Malkamaki, junior.
Lauren Pugh, sophomore. Claire McCormack, junior.
Johnny Moody, sophomore.
Veronica Hine, freshman.
Taylor Presume, sophomore.
Sydney McNamara, freshman.
Jackson Bursky, senior.
Emma Weber, senior.
Michael Lee, junior.
Sean Parks, senior.
Gus Weber, sophomore.
Evan Marquardt, sophomore.
Ryan Pinto, freshman.
Robbie Dar, freshman.
Okay, how many times a minute does an average adult elephant's heart beat? Decatur, Robert.
40.
Not 40, you guys can confirm?
30. It's probably not.
Any answer?
30.
It's 25. What does a Cooper manufacture? He manufactures barrels. The Acropolis was in what city? St. Thomas More, Jack.
Athens.
Athens, gracious. Who wrote the novel Les Miserables? St. Teresa wrote.
Victor Hugo.
Victor Hugo is correct. What tiny state was the last colony to ratify the U.S. Constitution? St. Thomas More, Jack.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is correct. In what Southeast Asian country are the ancient ruins of Angkor Wat? St. Teresa, Robert.
Cambodia.
Cambodia is correct. Good job. What kind of pot is sometimes called a nose bidet? Nose bidet. St. Teresa, Claire.
Teapot?
Not a teapot. No, you guys can defer.
A nettle pot.
Not nettle. Netty. I'm sorry. Very close though. During the 1970s oil crisis, what number was used in some states to determine the right to buy gasoline? St. Thomas More, Michael.
3.
No, not 3. You guys can defer.
License plate number.
License plate number is correct. Good job. What team won won Super Bowl 45? Robert, St. Teresa.
New England Patriots.
Not the Patriots. No, you guys can defer.
How many years ago was that? Okay.
The Broncos.
No, it was the Packers. You guys had Packer colors on. Come on. What World War II general was the subject of a 1970 film? Robert, St. Teresa.
George Patton.
Yes, George Patton. He's got won an Oscar for that. What number is a hurricane on the Beaufort scale? What number is a hurricane on the Beaufort scale? Michael, St. Thomas More.
5.
Not 5. You guys can confirm?
7.
12. What were the names of the 4 main characters in the TV series Golden Girls? What child wouldn't know that? Blanche, Dorothy, Rose, and Sophia. Charles Darwin and Abraham Lincoln were born on the same day. What was the year? Robert, St. Teresa.
1809.
1809 is correct. February 12th, actually. Who wrote the book Mary Poppins? Robert, St. Teresa.
P.L. Travers.
That is correct. Good job. What technological revolution was credited with the large increase in paper use in the 1980s and 1990s? Jack, St. Thomas More.
The printing press.
Not the printing press. No, you guys can defer.
Computer.
Yes, the computer revolution, strangely enough. What car is the ultimate driving machine, according to the commercials? Michael, St. Thomas More.
Toyota.
Not Toyota. You guys can defer.
Audi.
BMW. What do gemologists call 1/5 of a gram? Claire.
A carrot?
A carrot is correct. Aspirin was considered by many to be the first wonder drug. Who registered the trademark on it in 1899? Sean, St. Thomas More?
Bayer.
Bayer is correct. Good job. Before computers, what was the spinning wheel that held computer contacts called? Or I'm sorry. Before computers, what was the spinning wheel that held business contacts called? Sean, St. Thomas More?
Rolodex.
Rolodex is correct. What popular humorist once worked as a Christmas elf at Macy's and wrote a story about it? That was David Sedaris. The Empire State and the Chrysler Building are examples of what style of architectural design? Michael, St. Thomas one?
Gothic.
Not Gothic. Yes,
Art Deco.
Art Deco is correct. What popular home magazine began in 1937 under the name Fruit, Gardener, and Home? Jack, St. Thomas one?
Southern Living.
No, not something
Home and Garden.
no, Better Homes and Gardens. What stingy comic always claimed to be 39 years old? That was Jack Benny. That goes back a ways. Where does Winnie the Pooh reside? Sean, St. Thomas more?
The 100 Acre Woods.
Yes, very good. What's the most common cause of cirrhosis? Sean, St. Thomas more?
Alcoholism.
Yes, alcohol abuse. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Decatur, St. Teresa.
What word completes this Mark Twain quote? Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the blank.
The people.
The quote goes, go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company.
Okay, pretty tight game so far. Let's finish up the first round. What 10-year-old began earning his bad reputation by throwing puppies off the Kremlin walls in 1540? That was Ivan the Terrible, and he apparently was. What do sumo wrestlers throw into the ring to purify it? Michael, St. Thomas more?
Water.
Not water, no. You guys can confirm?
Oil.
Salt. What Canadian province is the country's smallest by area? Jack, St. Thomas one?
Newfoundland.
Not Newfoundland.
Prince Edward Island.
That is correct. The silver anniversary happens after how many years? Silver anniversary. Jack, St. Thomas one?
25.
25 is correct. Good job. Who was the first U.S. woman in space? Shirley, St. Thomas one?
Sally Ride.
Sally Ride is correct. I'm sorry, Decatur, but yes. Shamu and other killer whales can be seen at what Orlando, Florida attraction? Sean, St. Thomas one?
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld is correct. What is the second highest mountain in the world? Michael, St. Thomas one?
The K2.
K2, yes, on Pakistan-China border. Red Rocks, a home in Emporia, Kansas, was the home of what renowned newspaper editor? That was William Allen White. In 1984, this movie rating was introduced by the motion picture Robert St. Teresa.
PG-13.
PG-13 is correct. What part of your brain plays a key role in the long-term memory? What part of your brain plays a key role in long-term memory? Temporal lobe, frontal lobe, or parietal lobe? Lauren, St. Teresa.
Temporal lobe.
Yes, temporal lobe. What ancient African country did the Greeks name for the sunburnt faces of its natives? Gus, St. Thomas one?
Egypt.
Not Egypt. You guys can confirm it?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia is correct. What Shakespearean play's opening scene is a meeting between the three weird sisters? Robert St. Teresa.
Macbeth.
Macbeth is correct. On July 13th, 1923, the Hollywood sign was officially dedicated in the hills above Hollywood. What did the sign originally read? Robert St. Teresa.
Hollywoodland.
Hollywoodland is correct, before it was renovated. In what African nation would you find the city of Timbuktu? Robert St. Teresa.
Mali.
Mali is correct. If a female horse and a male donkey mate, what is the offspring? Michael, St. Teresa.
Mule.
A mule is correct. St. Thomas More, I meant. What is the name of the 1949 George Orwell novel which told of life? Jack, St. Thomas More.
1984.
1984 is correct. Whose first novel was titled The Mysterious Affair at Styles? St. Thomas More, Michael.
Nathaniel Hawthorne.
No. Mysterious Affair?
Faulkner.
No, that was Agatha Christie's first novel. What Minneapolis rocker promised to party like it was Robert, St. Teresa.
Prince.
Prince, like it was 1999. 20th Century Fox has 2 blockbuster hits about war in the 1970s. Name one of them. Jack, St. Thomas More.
MASH.
MASH is correct. The other one would be Patton. What corporation hoped to improve its stodgy image with a sleek line of phones called Avanti? Sean, St. Thomas More?
Motorola.
Not Motorola, you guess who's the first?
Samsung.
No, it was AT&T. Who wrote a series of short piano pieces called Songs Without Words? Michael, St. Thomas More?
Copeland.
Not Copeland. You guys who's the first?
Bartok.
Mendelssohn. Who was the 19th century Polish composer who wrote music primarily for the piano? Michael, St. Thomas More?
Chopin.
Chopin is correct. Okay, that's the end of our first round. We'll tally up our score and be back with our lightning round right after this.
Perimeter Road Sound Recordings is a on-campus, student-staffed record label here at Parkland College. The ultimate goal and really the primary idea was give students an opportunity to get some music business experience outside of what they might get in their coursework.
Here at Perimeter Road, I'm not just the lead engineer or just the events planner. I also work with social media, I work with design, I work with the business management aspect of it. So I get a little taste of everything.
I really love being with the students and interacting with them. They've got a lot of creativity and a lot of intelligence. It's fun to be part of that creative process with them. They might be looking for advice and looking for direction, but in reality, if you kind of give them a little bit of a free hand, it's amazing what they can come up with on their own.
This first semester was all about getting all of the sessions in, getting all the recordings done, and working on mixing those songs into something that is professional quality.
Once we finish recording that EP and release it, having that actual EP release show where we get to see all of our hard work come to life.
Once I'm getting behind the scenes and seeing it, how much really goes into making a song is incredible, how much tiny little details and all these little things, which is great because the students are getting that first-hand experience and hands-on experience, learning that.
Every moment that I've spent within Perimeter Road Sound Recordings has been extremely fulfilling and extremely exciting and just engaging in a lot of ways I couldn't even have imagined at the beginning.
I see nothing but wonderful things in the future for Perimeter Road Sound Recordings, and I hope to really build it up and make a name for ourselves here on campus and in the community, and I see it as a very valuable asset to the college as we move forward in the future.
Okay, we got a good game so far. St. Thomas More 130, Decatur St. Teresa 180. Let's get started with the lightning round. What is the lightest atom? Shirley, St. Teresa.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is correct. What 2 kinds of dogs are bred to make a puggle? Lauren, St. Teresa.
A pug and a poodle.
No, pug and a beagle. Pug and a beagle. Who wrote the Goldberg Variations? Michael, St. Thomas More.
Bach.
Bach is correct. What element comes last alphabetically? It is Sean, St. Thomas More.
Zinc.
No, zirconium. Born in 1978, Louise Brown was the first what? She was the first test tube baby. What musical term means to gradually increase volume? Michael, St. Thomas More?
Crescendo.
Crescendo is correct. Name the first part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Claire, St. Teresa?
The Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring is correct. What blood type is known as the universal donor? Jack, St. Thomas More?
O.
Yes, type O. What prominent facial feature is Hello Kitty missing? Who buzzed in?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Ear.
No, a mouth. A mouth. What league included teams like the Grays, the Monarchs, the Black Barons, and the Clowns? Those were Negro League baseball teams. What disease officially took the lives of the three literary Bronte sisters? It was tuberculosis. What's 1/10 of a bell? That's a decibel. How many people can be seen in Da Vinci's The Last Supper? Jack, St. Thomas More.
13.
13 is great. Who did Russia wage war against in 1904? Michael, St. Thomas More.
Japan.
Japan is correct. How many letters appear twice in the word millennium? Michael, St. Thomas More.
L.
No, the answer is 4.
Sorry. How many?
What's the name of Batman's butler? Robert, St. Teresa.
Alfred.
Alfred is correct. In what century did the Black Plague strike? Gus, St. Thomas More.
12th century.
No, the 14th century. What comet has made its closest pass to Earth in March 1997? Shirley, St. Teresa.
Comet Hale-Bopp.
That's correct. Okay, that's the end of our lightning round. We'll tally up our scores and be back with our final round right after this.
Having problems fitting college into your busy schedule? Take classes on your time.
Now that the kids are in bed, I can relax and view this week's lesson. It is so great that I can be out of town and still participate in class discussions. Even though this class is online, these videos really give me a chance to get to know my professors, all from the comfort of my own home.
With affordable tuition, hundreds of online classes, and over 20 degrees to choose from, Parkland College Online Learning is here for you. So go ahead, register today. Visit online.parkland.edu for more information about Parkland's online classes.
Okay, only 7 questions separate St. Thomas More and Decatur St. Teresa. Let's get started with our final round. In mathematics, what is the meaning of the term Google? Google, G-O-O. Gus, St. Thomas More.
1 times 10 to the 100th power. Or 10 to the 100th power.
Yes, that's correct.
Same.
What type of word puzzle was introduced in the New York World newspaper in 1913? Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Crossword puzzle.
Crossword puzzle is correct. The dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy appears in what popular ballet? Lauren, St. Teresa.
Nutcracker.
Nutcracker is correct. Which river forms the boundary between Texas and Mexico? Robert, St. Teresa.
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande. What 2 words have the same spelling, but one is a type of fish and the other a type of guitar? Robbie, St.
Bass and bass.
Bass and bass, yes, good job. The Chicago Sun newspaper was founded by what Chicago department store mogul? Robert, St. Teresa.
Woolworth.
Not Woolworth. You guys can confer.
I don't know.
Chicago Sun newspaper.
Maybe Kennedy. Kennedy.
Marshall Field. Marshall Field. What is the world's busiest airport? Jack, St. Thomas.
LaGuardia.
Not LaGuardia. You guys can confirm?
Atlanta.
Atlanta's correct, yes. Hatfield Jackson. What beloved writer of songs about the South hardly ever visited that region? That was Stephen Foster. In banking, what does ATM stand for? Robert, say Teresa.
Automatic teller machine.
Yes. This car company is based in Wolfsburg, Germany. Robbie, say Thomas More.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen is right. People's car. What process is divided into 4 parts? Prophase, metaphase, Shirley, say Teresa.
Mitosis.
Yes, cell mitosis. What digit does every MasterCard start with? Is it 4, 5, or 7? Michael, St. Thomas More.
4.
No, you guys can confirm?
5.
5 is correct. The Achuar people live in Peru in this rainforest named for which river? Johnny, Decatur.
The Amazon.
The Amazon's correct. What 370-pound Hulk was the constant enemy of Popeye? Robert, say Teresa.
Bluno.
Pardon me?
Bluno.
No, not Blue. No, you guys can confirm.
I have no idea. I don't know. Peter.
No, it was Bluto. Bluto. What activity can be done at Pismo Beach, California, that is not allowed on other beaches in the state? Gus, St. Thomas More.
Surfing.
Not surfing, no.
Fishing.
Nope, you can drive cars on sand there. On the sand.
Oh, jeez.
What unit of measure was once defined by the length of 3 grains of barley laid into in? Gus, St. Thomas More.
An inch.
An inch is correct. What physicist called nationalism the measles of mankind? Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein's correct, yes. Through which ocean does the International Dateline run? Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean is correct. What sort of activity is promoted by the National Forensic League? Michael, St. Thomas More.
Research.
No, you guys can refer?
Crime scene investigation.
No, they promote public speaking. Public speaking.
Okay.
What was the name of the German School of Architecture and Design founded by Walter Gropius in 1919? That was Bauhaus. What planet is most like Earth in size, mass, density? Shirley, St. Teresa.
Venus.
Venus is correct. And gravity. What 4-letter word did Mussolini use to describe Italy's rapport with Germany? That was the Axis. What type of doll was such a hot item in 1983 that some stores... Robbie, St. Thomas.
American Girl doll.
No, not that. You guys confirm?
Barbie.
No, Cabbage Patch Kids. Cabbage Patch Kids. What artist mural of The Last Judgment had nude parts painted over? Robert, St. Teresa.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo on orders from the Vatican. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to St. Thomas More.
Where did Charles Lindbergh take off from and land in his famous 1927 transatlantic flight?
He landed in Paris. His goal is to get from New York to France, right? Wasn't it? We can try Paris. North Carolina. No, that's not. No, that's what's trying. We can try Paris. Paris. Yeah. Paris.
Where did he,
Paris, France.
where did he take off and land from? So it's a 2-part question.
Oh, New York to Paris.
Lindbergh's 33.5-hour flight began in Long Island, New York, and ended in Paris.
Okay, great job on the video questions. Let's finish up our game. With what French phrase did Julia Child sign off each episode of her television show? Jack, St. Thomas More.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit is correct. Which is the largest island in the Mediterranean? Jack, St. Thomas More.
Cyprus.
Not Cyprus. You guys can third.
Sicily.
Sicily is correct. What spring holiday was originally called Decoration Day? Robert, St. Teresa.
Flag Day.
Not Flag Day. No, you guys can defer.
Wait, wouldn't be Earth Day. Maybe. What is it? East Earth Day?
Memorial Day. What disgraced vice president's high school yearbook quote read, "An ounce of wit is worth a pound of sorrow"? Disgraced vice president. Jack, say Thomas More.
Spiro Agnew.
Agnew is correct, yes. What is the lowest female singing voice? Robert, say Teresa.
Alto.
Not alto, you guys prefer?
Contralto.
That is correct, yes. What planet was struck by a comet in 1994? Shirley, say Teresa.
Jupiter.
Jupiter is correct. Which sporting goods firm uses a three-stripe trim with its design signature? Michael, St. Thomas More.
Adidas.
Adidas is correct. What mythical Indian story is told in the summer pageant in Pipestone, Minnesota? It's Hiawatha. Hiawatha. What are there 88 of in the night sky, according to the International... Robert, say Teresa.
Constellations.
Constellations is correct. What Truman Capote book is based on the murders of the... Laura, say Teresa.
In Cold Blood.
In Cold Blood, of the Cutter family. What president is on the $20 bill? Robbie, say Thomas More.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson's correct. Good job. Who created the Leather Stocking Tales? 5 novels about a frontiersman named Natty Bumppo. Laura, say Teresa.
James Fenimore Cooper.
Yes, James Fenimore Cooper. The largest piece of granite in the world is what tourist attraction near Atlanta, Georgia? Michael, say Thomas More.
The Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain is correct. Good job. What edible bird did Benjamin Franklin want as the United States? Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Turkey.
Turkey is correct. Which is the smallest of New York City's 5 boroughs with a total area? Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Queens.
Pardon?
Queens.
No, you guys prefer? With a total area of 22.6 square mile.
Bronx.
Manhattan. Manhattan. What is the name of the extremity utilizing tool used to determine the conventional direction of forces in torque and electromagnetism? That is the right-hand rule. What do you call baby whales? Shirley, St. Teresa.
Calves.
Calves is correct. What boutonniere flower is second in commercial value in the United States? Jack, St. Thomas More.
Tulip.
Not tulip. You guys prefer?
Carnations.
Carnation is correct. Name the artist behind the album Appalachian Journey, who also played at the 2009 presidential inauguration. Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Snoop Dogg.
Not Snoop Dogg, no. You guys can prefer.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
No, Yo-Yo Ma. Yo-Yo Ma.
All right. I didn't know what they were talking about.
What do submarines use to see above the surface of the water? Lauren, St. Teresa.
Periscope.
Periscope is correct. What country in South America has the world's second largest Christian population? Robbie, St. Thomas More.
Brazil.
Brazil is correct. What New York University did Dwight D. Eisenhower serve as president of before?
West Point.
Oh, sorry. No, not West Point. You guys can prefer?
Columbia.
Columbia is correct, before entering politics. Through which organ do fish get oxygen? Guess St. Thomas More.
Gills.
Gills is correct. Okay, that's the end of our game. We'll tally up our score and tell you who's moving on right after this. Okay, so Decatur St. Teresa moves on, and they will play the winner of our next match, which is Blue Ridge versus Tuscola. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.